our universe. Amazing, isn't it? From this perspective, we see basically two things: light and darkness. Try this. Look deeply for a moment. Have you noticed what your eyes are eventually drawn to? You could, of course, gaze into the darkness if you wanted. Sometimes our eyes are fooled into thinking that we see something there. But in reality, it's just darkness, emptiness. There's nothing really there to capture our eye. Nothing of true beauty to behold. That's why we look instead to the light.
There really is something mysterious that draws us to the beauty of light. Whether it's a starlit sky, a crackling campfire, or a setting sun, we simply love the light. The way it moves, the way it warms, the way it soothes. Our longing for it is instinctual, spiritual. We are not only drawn to the light, but we seem to need it deeply.
That's why the Christmas story resonates so strongly with people. It's really a story about the light. A story that begins not with the manger in Bethlehem, but at the dawn of creation. Before all of this, in the beginning. That's where we find the light, dividing out the darkness
and breathing life into all living.
The effects of darkness took its toll on humanity.
Neighbour stole from neighbour.
Brother fought against brother.
Nations warred against other nations.
Many people even became lovers of the darkness, completely forgetting about the God of light.
But when all hope seemed lost, the God of light began to send messages through his prophet Isaiah. This messenger of light proclaimed that a Saviour was coming and that it was now time to prepare the way for his arrival. teenage girl. This was the light sent from heaven to rescue the people from darkness. See, the people expected a mighty king, a warrior, a hero who would deliver them from the bondage of the Roman Empire. Instead, God sent a helpless baby.
But this baby would save our world, just not in the way people imagined. When the shepherds left that night, they ran immediately out into the streets of Bethlehem and told everyone what they'd seen at the manger.
The news travelled quickly into the surrounding towns and villages. All across the land, people were drawn to the Christ child, including wise men who came from the east bearing gifts.
30 years passed quickly, and Jesus was now a man. He continued to draw people towards his light. Large crowds followed him everywhere to hear his teachings and to watch him perform miracles. With the touch of his hand, he made the blind see and the lame walk. Unfortunately, his time on earth was already coming to an end.
But Jesus made a way for his light to continue shining even after he ascended from this world. He told his followers that they should consider themselves to be the light of the world, and it was time for them to carry his light to all people everywhere.
Following the time of the New Testament, the Christmas story continued to unfold as faithful light bearers carried the light of Christ into regions far from the simple manger in Bethlehem. The story of Christmas didn't end, but lived on.
The light spread from Bethlehem throughout the Middle East, Asia, Africa, and Europe. Faithful light bearers left their homelands, impassioned to fulfill the great commission that Christ had given them, to carry his light into every continent, every country, every city, and to every person, that anyone walking in darkness might